at Google a couple of years ago because of concerns about this. So let's break this down. The short-term risks of not having adequate control of artificial intelligence are what, in your view?
Okay, so there's really two kinds of risk. There's risks due to bad actors misusing it, and those are more short-term risks. Those are more immediate, it's already happening. And then there's a completely different kind of risk, which is when it gets smarter than us, is it going to want to take over? Is it going to want to just brush us aside and take over?
I'll just pause this. If you doubt this guy's credentials, he recently got the Nobel Prize for physics. He was the #1 AI guy at Google. He left because there were concerns that they didn't have any way of monitoring, or they didn't care about monitoring which way it was going. And he got the Nobel Prize for physics, but he even protested on that because he was an AI researcher and the godfather virtually of AI, advancing it and stuff like that. But yeah, he was the head guy at Google and left because of concerns, and this is part of the reasons why. Where are we? I'll just keep going with this.
And how many examples do you know of more intelligent things being controlled by much less intelligent things?
Not many.
I mean, we know sort of more intelligent people can be controlled by less intelligent people, but that's not a big difference in intelligence.
I was going to make a Trump joke there, but never mind. We're going to move on.
So was I, but I avoided it. I just alluded to it.
Okay. Bad actors. Let's start with that one there. Give us an example of the concern that you have about bad actors exploiting this.
Well, somebody getting lots of data about people and using that data to target fake AI videos to persuade those people, for example, not to vote. That would be a bad actor.
That would be a problem, yes.
And those are the kinds of problems we're already facing. Cyber attacks. So between 2023 and 2024, phishing attacks went up by 1,200%. There were 12 times more phishing attacks in 2024 than in 2023. And that's because these large language models made them much more effective. So it used...
Just on that, I would say a good example is, at the footy, you get a bunch of yobbos, throwing cans and screaming and jumping up and down. And then what happens is, previously where everybody, 98% of the footy people that go to watch the game do the right thing, but a small percentage, cause a major disturbance. So then the law comes in where everybody, you're not allowed to go to the footy and drink beer anymore, because people are throwing things, and so a minority of stupid people, which can be targeted by these AI agents, can create a system where the majority suffer as a rule. I think that's what he's referring to there.
Used to be, you get a phishing attack where the syntax was slightly wrong. It was kind of direct translation from the Ukrainian or whatever, and the spelling was slightly wrong, and so you knew this was a phishing attack. Now they're all in perfect English.
It's getting too sophisticated now.
Yeah.
Okay. How about examples of the second thing you said, dumber people being in control of smarter people, or dumber things being in control of smarter things?
There's only one example I know, actually, and that's a baby and a mother. It's very important for the baby to control the mother. And evolution put a huge amount of work into making the baby's cries be unbearable to the mother. But that's about it.
The longer term risks that you are worried about, we just talked short term, how about longer term?
Well, the long-term risk is it's going to get smarter than us. Almost all the leading researchers agree that it will get smarter than us. They just disagree on when. Some people think it's maybe 20 years away, other people think it's 3 years away, a few people think it's 1 year away. And so we all agree it's going to get smarter than us. And the question is, what happens then? And basically, we have no idea. People have opinions, but we don't have any good foundation for estimating these probabilities. So I would guess there's a 10 to 20% chance it'll take over, but I have no idea really. It's more than 1% and it's less than 99%.
When you say take,
Anyway, so I'll put a link in the comments section about this concern about AI, and it's worth a listen to. It's something that I think it's on the march. It's a bit like, when I heard Trump was going to introduce tariffs around the world and the stock market crashed. I mean, just about a lot of people with average intelligence could see that was going to happen. And I think the same thing's coming with AI. It's going to when it's the genie's out of the bottle, and 10 to 15% chance, even if it's 1% of AI taking over. Can you imagine something controlling us like we control ants? The way we control things in agriculture, right? Because if the AI's got its own idea on things and we seem to be in the way, things are going to happen. And I saw one guy one guy in the field, a bit like Jeffrey, saying that when AI decides to take over, and if we're in the way, our existence will disappear so suddenly you won't even know it. You won't even see it coming. And as I've said all along, the other way is we might just become AI pets, where we're living in a sort of a world where we're not in control of anything, but we think we are. Right? It's probably it's a very a horrible version of this theory that we're in a simulation, a computer simulation. Well, at least we seem to appear to have our own sort of free will. But if this AI takes over, it could be very different. It could turn out to be something as bad as a sort of an apocalypse happening at a very slow rate. And it's may not be nice, but it's going to be sudden. So anyway, okay, I'll leave it to you, and just keep a watch out for AI and what it gets up to. There are parts of AI which I use, and for my media blogs and stuff, and it's pretty good. It's you can actually get pictures now of people and have them speaking. Walking and speaking, or doing all kinds of motions, and that was just unheard of a couple of years ago. You couldn't even, if I said to someone, I could do that in seconds. Or another way is I could invent a whole couple of albums based on the Beach Boys with a bit of Bob Dylan mixed in, and the Rolling Stones, and get some really good songs out of that. You would just say, you're crazy, but this is where it's heading. And it's all right while we've got control of these things, but what happens when, some super intelligence decides, no, I'm taking over the game now? Something to think about anyway. Okay. Oh, and don't forget the garden. Water the garden. Nurture those plants. Food, in all this, food grown at home is very important if you can do it. I've given a few tips where you can grow stuff in pots if you've got a small area. And the birds, put water out for the birds. Look after your own little environment as best you can, because at least at the moment we've got control over that. Thank you.